Affinity on one side. You've got Esper Stoneblade on the other. Charles Gordon, Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson down a game with his Tezzeret Affinity deck. Charles Gordon, your number 1 seed, beat Jacob Wilson twice so far this weekend. And we'll see if he can make it to the finals. Meddling Mage in play. We'll find out what that's naming. But we couldn't. And it's naming Etched Champion, which is a great card, obviously, against Gordon's deck. But you see right now, there's some artifact lands in play. You got an Ornithopter, you got an Arcbound Ravager, a Cranial Plating for Ian Anderson's side. So we'll see what he can do. And he's got a Moxel out there too. I just feel like with this deck, because we played when Affinity was the big thing.
The boogeyman.
Yeah, back in 03, 04, and they had to ban the artifact lands, but you get to play them in Legacy, so it just feels like it should be powerful.
Yeah, for everyone who was a serious tournament Magic player around that era, the fact that Affinity isn't a major player in Legacy is actually hard to believe, because that deck was so dominant. It resulted in so many bannings, and you get to play with all those cards plus all the other effects from sets previous and sets moving forward. So,
Source of Plowshare is going to target Arcbound Ravager. Not only that, but the deck is dominant in Modern too.
It's very good in Modern also, with no artifact lands.
Yeah.
So let's plow on this Ravager here.
So that's fine. Modular is going to target the Ornithopter. So that looks like that resolves. Gordon has a third plow in his hand. He's already cast 2. He's got a Force of Will. Some other stuff hanging out over there. Etched Champion the draw here, but Meddling Mage is taking care of that. And Etched Champion is absolutely incredible against Gordon's deck.
Yeah.
And you think about Etched Champion in the Modern version with, it's on 90% of the time, but in this version it is on 100% of the time because of artifact lands. Battlecraft is a joke to accomplish, as here's Swords number 3.
And talk about another card that got improved because of the rules changed to Legends. Nox Opal now actually gets to have some Lotus Petal moments to it as well.
Yep. And now Anderson has to pass the turn back because he has, I don't know how many Etched Champions that is. I think that might be 3 in his hand. He has a Tezzeret right now too, as Meddling Mage is going to come across. And now here is a Jite.
Force of Will, Supreme Verdict, and another Supreme Verdict. And
wow, a plating now?
Yeah, but he just can't get anything into play. And
yeah.
Force of Will cover the next thing, and Umezawa's Jite will start doing its thing momentarily.
Yeah, if he can only get an Etched Champion in play, it'd be so hard for Gordon to be able to win. But now Meddling Mage gets equipped by Jite, comes across for 2. Anderson's going to move down to 19. Taking a look at the Affinity list, I wonder if he has any removal that he may have brought in. Did he have any in his main deck? Scott. It looks like no removal, nothing like a Galvanic Blast, Dismember, any of that stuff. Doesn't any of that. So Meddling Mage actually just shuts the door on whatever it names, which is good sideboarding there by Charles Gordon.
Yeah, now, Charles has a Force of Will to cover a Tezzeret if Ian does draw a 4th land, and the Umezawa's Jite covers so many of Ian's random Memnite, Ornithopter, Vault Scourge, Signal Pest type creatures.
And those creatures aren't going to do very much at all. Anderson draws a card. There is a Memnite. He's drawn 2 of them.
Nice.
Those don't do anything. That's why Jite's good.
Yes.
Has to pass the turn back. Gordon draws a card. And every turn that this keeps happening, Jite just keeps better and better, and then it'll kill you. So he's going to come across for 6. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. As now a Springleaf Drum is drawn.
Nice.
Yeah. Affinity has its moments. There are times when it looks absolutely ridiculous, and then there are times where it looks decidedly mediocre. And I think we've cut into a game where it looks decidedly mediocre. 3 Swords of Plowshares is tough for any creature deck to overcome.
Yeah.
So here's a Memnite. Going to try to get in the way here.
Ian starting to make his move here to whatever extent you can call this.
Passing the turn back. Pretty easy takedown. Get that off the table. So Charles going to untap. He'll take a draw step. Come across for some amount of damage. He says, I'll make it 4. Put you down to 7. Add 2 counters to my Jite. So it'll be a lethal attack next turn. There's a Flood Strand and pass the turn back. Anderson takes a draw. He finds another Springleaf Drum. Here's a Memnite.
I assume.
I wouldn't be surprised if he forced this.
I would. Yeah.
I don't think he needs to. I just wouldn't be surprised if he did. Now, Tezzeret will almost certainly get forced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's a force removing a Supreme Verdict. And we're looking at a lethal attack here, and that is it. So Charles Gordon with Esper Stoneblade, your #1 seed in the tournament, is moving on to the finals, where he's going to be playing against Combo Elves.
Meddling Mage has been doing a lot of good work for Charles over the course of this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Meddling Mage has been really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's been Meddling Mage is a really powerful card, and now with the evolution of these blue-white blade decks becoming more aggressive, or Delver decks moving to blue and white, in part because of True